Congressional Republicans are demanding answers about whether or not Attorney General Eric Holder told the truth in testimony about a failed gun tracking program called Fast and Furious. Now, the Justice Department program put guns in the hands of drug cartels, but they were supposed to be kept a close eye on, and more than 1,000 went missing. And the secret program became quite an embarrassment after at least 2 of those guns were linked to the murder of an ATF agent last year. Joining us now, Congressman Darrell Issa, Republican of California. Representative Issa, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me on, Alex, and thanks for covering this important issue.
Well, it is, and we're going to play a little bit here about your Q&A with General Holder about what he knew and when he knew it. So let's listen to this together.
Thank you. When did you first know about the program, officially I believe called Fast and Furious? To the best of your knowledge, what date?
I'm not sure of the exact date, but I probably heard about Fast and Furious for the first time over the last few weeks.
Now, I know you take issue with that because there are these memos indicating that the Attorney General may have actually known about it about 9 months earlier. So what was happening on the stand there? Did he tell you the truth, or was there perhaps some confusion in the way you posed the question?
Well, Alex, I wasn't the only one to pose the question. Jason Chaffetz followed up for another 5 minutes. Very clearly, the Attorney General failed in his duty of candor. You know, we ask people to solemnly swear to tell us the truth, the whole truth. In this case, they're defending and saying, well, he thought the question was slightly different. Well, first of all, the question was pretty straightforward. He knew about a program called Fast and Furious. Whether he knew all the details or not are something we're going to find out in follow-up questioning of the Attorney General, but he clearly knew enough to say, well, I was somewhat familiar, or I knew but I didn't know. He failed to give us that. He failed to give us the nuance of what he did know when clearly he wanted to know if he knew it all. So he did mislead Congress. The chairman of the Judiciary Committee, which obviously I also serve on, is asked him to explain it, to come before the committee, and we expect him to do that. There may be an explanation that partially vindicates him. In other words, he may not have committed perjury, but he certainly failed in his duty of candor because he did know the name a year before that and could have answered partially and chose not to. And Alex, this has been what the administration's been doing, is not giving us the information we've asked for month after month. Senator Grassley asked for information and was denied it until I came in and actually issued subpoenas. That shouldn't be the way Congress deals, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. The American people deserve to know where over 2,000 weapons walked, have killed hundreds of people in Mexico, will kill many more on both sides of the border.
Okay. What went so wrong in this? I mean, was it the volume of guns that were supposed to be looked after? Were there not enough agents on the patrol? I mean, what happened here to allow these guns to slip through?
Alex, they didn't slip through. They were designed to be let walk. These 2,000 plus weapons, even if it was only one, would have been too many.
But Representative, I know you say they're designed to let walk, and it's in an effort to try to catch the big fish, if you will. To the heads of these cartels have these rather little fish that are just kind of trafficking these things. But if that's the end result of the program, you'd think that they'd be looking at where all these guns were going. I mean, what happened that they weren't able to find them all?
Alex, I don't want to talk down to your audience because you have a very sophisticated audience. So let's just say guns don't talk when you let them walk. The fact is, these guns were able to go and be unaccounted for. When you find a weapon at the scene of a crime and you may or may not find a dead shooter, you really don't learn a lot about all the places it's been. There were no tracking devices. There was no ability to find out all the various breadcrumb places it had been. This was a felony, stupid, ill-conceived plan. These guns do not tell a sufficient story to make them worth letting walk. And this has been what's been told to us by ATF, DEA, FBI, Secret Service. Everybody who wasn't stupid enough to run this program has told us this program made no sense and never should have happened. And in fact, we had the Justice Department representative swear to us that they never let guns walk, and now we have actual memos in which they're concerned about so many guns walking. They can't square that circle for us, and that concerns us because the American people, and to a certain extent, more importantly, our partners in Mexico, the Attorney General, they don't want to deal with us because we have been disingenuous with them in a war in which we're asking them to give their lives to stop drugs from coming to our country. This is a partnership with Mexico in which we have to renew confidence with the Mexican people if we want to have help stopping the flow of drugs from Mexico.
All right, California Republican Representative Darrell Issa, many thanks for your time.
Thanks, Alex.